Dear students, let's start another subtopic of water bodies. As I told you that hydrosphere is a part of the earth, which consists of different water bodies starting from swamp, ponds, river, ocean, lake, and others. But this hydrosphere, the main topic is called water masses. In these water bodies, you have to describe all types of the river, lake, groundwater, karst region, and the ocean. Therefore, we have to describe subtopic which is called wave action along the coast, which will be basing on the oceanic as the part of hydrosphere. What is the meaning of wave action along the coast? Coast is the land situated immediately after the sea. Therefore, the land mass after the sea is called coast. Therefore, sea and the ocean is like to each other, but the land mass nearby the sea or after the sea is called coast. That's why there is some region which is called coastal region. For instance, mkoa wa Pwani, there is Morogoro, Tanga, Mtwara, and the others. These are regions which is taking place nearby the ocean or the sea. Wherever the land mass after the sea is called coastal. Hence, the land of contact between the land and the sea is called the coastline. Here, you have to know the meaning of coast and the coastline. Coast, this is the land after the sea or after the ocean. But the line which separating the water and the sea is called coastline. Therefore, you have to remind yourself. The land between the high and the low tides is called shore. Dear students, you have to know the meaning of shore. Shore, this is the land mass nearby the coast, which is just drained with water. Here, there is the area of up and the low tides, and it's just shown on this structure. The area whereby the water is drained or is put with shores to uplands is called the high shore. But wherever this water will be drained to the water bodies or to the sea again is called the low shore or low shore tides. Therefore, you have to remind yourself sehemu ambayo inaonyesho hii hapo inaitwa shore. Therefore, shore, this is the area which is just drained with water. Here, while the land and the line of contact between the sea and the shore is called the shoreline. It is mainly situated at the low tides level. Therefore, the upland of the shore is called the coastline, but the contact of water and the shore at the low tides is called the shoreline. Therefore, you have to differentiate these two things, the coastline and the shoreline. Shoreline, this is the area of or the border between the water which is just drained to the sea or to the low tides, but the area of up tides or high tides is called coastline. Because the coastline is the area which is separating the landmass and the area of water bodies. But the area which is separating the water and the area of shore, which is taking place to the low tides, is called shoreline. And shown with this structure, and you will observe about this structure, and you will understand it easily. For instance, here there is a coastline, there is high line and a low line. Note, the coast is commonly demarcated by the place of cliff. Dear students, although coast, this is the landmass after the sea, but this landmass, it can be separated or demarcated with the cliff. Cliff is a wall-like structure. Most is affected with erosive with the wave action. Or the cliff is the part of erosive process or features caused with wave action. Therefore, we will describe later in the erosive features caused with wave action later. Dear students, let's describe about coastal evolution. I think you know the meaning of evolution. This is the gradual changes of the coast. Coast evolution means changes in the characteristic of the coast. The characteristic of the coast refer to the landform present of the coast, either erosive or a deposition. Here we have to describe different factors that can cause for coast to be expanded in terms of erosive or deposition. For instance, the landform present over that coastal erosion, if it has erosion features, it's said to be characterized by erosional features, and when it is characterized by depositional, we say that it is characterized with the depositional features. There is different factors that can determine coastal evolution, or factor determining characteristic of the coastal. First is wave action. In order to determine factor that can cause for erosion or changes of the coast, either in terms of increasing or decreasing, is determined according to different factors. For instance, the wave action. Where waves are strong can make the characteristic of erosional and deposition features depending on which one is stronger than the other between swash and the backwash. Okay, you have to remind yourself the meaning of swash. Swash, this is the currents of wave which can be taking place from the middle of the ocean to the coast. But backwash, this is the station of currents to return back to the middle of the ocean. I think you are just observing the situation of swash and the backwash. Another factor is the trend of the coast. If the coast lie at the right angle to the direction of wave of the coast. Another factor that can cause for the changes of the coast is the trend. Trend, this is the direction of wind action. Wherever the wind action is just locating to the northern parts, even the swash or the waves will be passing through to the northern parts, and to make either depositional or erosive is just depending which one is stronger, either swash or backwash. Another factor that can cause for the changes of coastal is the trend of the coast. If the coast lie at the right angle to the direction of the waves, the coast will be characterized by various erosional and depositional features. Another factor is the nature of the landmass. Here we have to describe the nature of the landmass either in terms of hardness or soft. For instance, the local present to the coast, if the coast is soft local, the coast is characterized by more erosional features than deposition, because if the landmass is hardness in nature, even the erosive process will be impossible. But wherever the nature will be soft, even the erosive features will be taking place easily. Another is presence of ice sheet. Dear students, do you know the meaning of ice sheet? Ice sheet, this is the general appearance of ice or snow at a particular area. Unaona pote ni peupe kama barafu, kama nguo nyeupe yote. That this mostly is just taking place to the alpine region, tundra region, polar region, almost to the region of cool areas. Therefore, wherever the snow, our ice sheet is just located nearby the coast, even the erosive process will be impossible, and they can cause for the changes of the coast from the landmass to enter to the water bodies. Therefore, the coast will be changing from the previous to the present one because of the position of ice sheet. Another one is coral reefs. Dear students, coral reefs, this is the natural embankments which occur after the death of some organisms. For instance, wherever fish are the creatures or human being to be drained within water bodies and to undergo dies, therefore can cause this material to decompose and cause for the formation of organisms like polyps. But wherever this polyps will be taking place, and due to the absence of some condition, for instance temperature, the food like plankton, this organism will die and cause for the formation of coral reefs. Therefore, wherever a certain area is, this coral reefs will be taking place nearby the coast, therefore, even the coast will be enlarged from the previous to the present one due to this presence of this coral reefs are the material which deposited after the death of polyps or organism. Therefore, we have to describe the meaning of coral reefs deposition. If the coral reefs polyps are along the coast of the coast will be characterized by presence of deposition features or limestone, and if it will be referred to as the coral coast. Another changes of this coast is the volcanic activities. Dear students, you have to remind yourself the meaning of volcanicity. Volcanicity, this is a eruption of intrusive or extrusive. But here, we are just describing about volcanicity. Volcanicity means the eruption of molten materials from within the Earth's crust onto the Earth's surface and to form lava. Because lava, this is become after the molten material to change or to cool and to undergo solidification, whereby the landmass become at the hardness in nature. Therefore, wherever the coast was ending in this area can be, and wherever this material, or if this material will be erupted nearby the coast, or nearby the coast within the water bodies, even the coast will be enlarged to the water bodies. Therefore, the coast will be expanded much. Another factor is sea level changes. If the coast is having tendency of rising and falling, it will be characterized by presence of submergence and emergency features such as layers, seashores, fjords, dimensions, and so on. Here we just describe about labda bahari inaenda kuchunga. Ikienda kuchunga, coast inaongezeka, inaonekana vizuri. But wherever the water will be increasing in the water bodies on the ocean, and they come on the landmass, therefore the coast will be changing or will be reducted. Another factor that can cause for the evolution of coast is human influence. Human being can be caused to be characterized by the presence of either erosion features or depositional features through his various activities, such as the wall construction. Wherever you will be constructing a certain wall, therefore you will be avoiding more erosive in a particular coast. But wherever this wall will be absent, even the erosive will be taking place and the coast will be changing. Not only that, wherever the ocean is just depositing some materials, deposition material like beaches, and this human being is just taking these materials, therefore will be enlarging the coast. Like what you have been taking place in the year of 2000 in Kunduchi, Dar es Salaam, was taking place due to the taking some sands or deposition features like material to erode and cause for the coast to be expanded. But due to the laws, these people was prohibited to take those sands. Dear students, let's discover about the action of the wave. Wave are the agents performing multiple functions. For instance, there should be erosive transportation, deposition. Here, you have to remind yourself that when we were describing about the river system, we observed that it's just taking into three functions: erosion, transportation, and transportation. Erosive or erosion, transportation, and deposition. Even this wave action, it can be passed into three functions likely to the river. Here, there is erosion, transportation, and deposition. We start with wave erosion. Is the wearing away of the material by the waves. Wave which operate over the coast can be either swash or backwash. As I told you, the meaning of swash and the backwash. Swash, this is the current which is flowing from the middle of the ocean, of the sea, to the coast. But backwash, this is the situation of currents to return back to the middle of the ocean. Therefore, wherever the swash are the waves that operate to the coast, they flow from the ocean toward the coast, as I told you. Backwash are the waves that operate over the coast towards the ocean, as I have been described before, and shown with this structure like what is observing. Okay, according to the effect, wave can be considered the constructive waves and the destructive wave. Therefore, constructive wave is when these are the one which swash is greater than the backwash. In order to construct the landmass, is when swash is greater because it can be blotting some material from the middle of the ocean and to tramp or to throw on the to the coast. But wherever you are talking about destructive, this is the situation of backwash to be stronger than the swash, whereby the current which is just blowing from the coast to the middle of the ocean, it can be blotting some material to throw or to put it to the middle of the ocean and cause for the landmass to be distracted and cause for the changes of the coast. Therefore, construction or constructive waves is a situation of wave action or swash to be stronger than the backwash, but destructive is when backwash is stronger than the swash, like what I'm just showing from this structure. The swash can be classified as follows: windy waves. In order for swash to be take place, is shown due to the following classification. For instance, the wind wave. This is a wave produced by wind moving over the water bodies, or seismic wave. Therefore, for the swash or this current to be taking place is just depending on the wave action, or wind waves. Wherever the wind action will be highly, even the swash will be highly. And you have to remind yourself that in water bodies like ocean or sea, there is no wind breakers like island. Waswahili wanaita island or wanaita nini? Wanaita kisiwa. There is no island within water bodies. Therefore, the wave will be stronger and they can cause for more construction of material to the coast as the construction one. The another wave or swash to be strong is just depending on seismic waves. Waves produced by earthquake originating below the ocean and resulting to the strong wave called tsunami. Therefore, earthquake is just taking place to the landmass, but tsunami is the part of earthquake or shaking of the earth crust within water bodies and causing for water to be swept to the coast. Another one is tidal waves. These are the waves produced because of gravitation and the attraction between the moon and the earth. If the results to tides rise and falling of the water, kushikwa kupatwa kwa nani? Kwa jua. Factor influencing wave erosion along the coast. What are factors that can cause for more erosive process to be taking place along the coast? But you have to remind yourself the meaning of coast. Coast, this is the land mass after the ocean or after the sea. But there is a different factor that can influence wave erosion. In the erosion, you know the meaning of erosion. Erosion, this is the wearing away due to the wave action. Here, we are just remind you that we are just describing about erosive transportation and deposition of wave action, not river action or wind action. You have to remind yourself here. Dear students, the following are factors that influence the erosion along the coast. First, the breaking point of the waves. Breaking point of the waves. The waves that break after hitting the cliff produce more energy, hence erosion, than the waves which they hit the cliff before the breaking point, which lead to the small rate of erosion. Here, we are just looking the heating capacity of wave to the cliff. And you know the meaning of cliff. Although we have not yet to describe the meaning of cliff, but cliff, this is the wall-like structure which can be separating water bodies and the landmass, because the landmass is the coast, but this coast, it can be in terms of sand or in terms of wall-like structure. And this cliff, it can be hardness in nature or softness in nature. For instance, wherever you go, nearby the White House in Dar es Salaam Magogoni, kuna liukuta kubwa tu hapo linaonekana kama cliff which separating the landmass. Pale baharini unaona kabisa bahari Magogoni pale wanaita kwa mzee Magufuli, unaona pale kuna cliff. Cliff, this is the wall-like structure that's separating the ocean and the sea. Okay, another factor that can cause or you can influence wave erosion along the coast is the strength and duration of the previous wind. Dear students, the meaning of previous wind we have been described on the topic of climatology. in the subtopic of windy actions. Prevailing wind, this is the kind of wind which is blowing frequently and they are very destructive. In another name, this prevailing wind is called planetary or global because it just takes place all over the world. Hence, this wave is just depending on the wind action. Wherever wind action will be stronger, even the deposition features will be highly and cause for the erosive process to different areas because the wave action will be highly or stronger due to strong of wind action. Therefore, the stronger the wind, the stronger the wave. Hence, more erosion can be taking place. For people who are just working or engaging in water bodies, you can understand the many currents which can be taking place to the water bodies because it's just strong because there is no any wind breakers. Even myself, I've been done that such activity of fishing. Upepo ni mkali sana baharini kwa sababu no wind breakers. Yani linakuja wimbi kama nyumba. Kamtumbi kanapeleka kwa juu unahisi kufa. Okay. Another factor that influences the wave erosion along the coast is the depth of the ocean. Deep ocean have more pressure, hence the strong wind and more erosion and vice versa. Here I'm just meaning that wherever the ocean will be deeply, even the prolonging of waves action will be higher than the ocean which will be shallow in nature.